The zinc-copper electrochemical cell is constructed under standard conditions. Give the values of the standard conditions that apply to this cell. Well, firstly, you need to check, are there any gases here? Well, there aren't any gases, so that means that you do not talk about pressure. You need to say that the solutions are both at 1 mole per cubic decimeter and that the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. So this reaction is really zinc, which is higher up on the table, becomes Zn2 plus 2 electrons. And simultaneously, copper, which is lower on the table, is copper 2 plus 2 electrons becomes copper metal. So if I want to write that as cell notation, I have to say, starting with zinc, always start with the anode, then the cathode. Starting with zinc, it becomes Zn2 plus, and then I put my salt bridge in, and its Cu2 plus goes to Cu. Another thing I can do, if I want to, is put the little solids in, put the little aqueuses in, and I can even put in here the concentration 1 mole per cubic decimeter. And I could do the same thing over there. What change in mass of the zinc electrode will occur as the reaction proceeds? Well, my zinc metal, the electrode, is turning into zinc ions, so that's going to get less and less, so you're going to see that it will decrease. Write down the equation for the half reaction that supports your answer. You're going to write that half reaction down, and write down the balanced ionic equation for the overall cell reaction. So the half reaction is going to look like this. You're going to say Cu2 plus zinc is going to give me Zn2 plus Cu, and that's your half reaction done. Define the term electrolyte. It is a solution that conducts electricity. And the way that it does that is electricity via ions. Consider the following electrochemical cell. The cell notation has been given to you there. What substance is at the anode? The one that undergoes oxidation is at the anode, and that's the cathode. So it's zinc, and Zn2 plus is at the anode. Which electrode's mass gradually decreases? Well, the zinc over here is turning into zinc 2 plus, so that electrode decreases, and P.S. simultaneously the copper electrode is getting heavier and heavier. In other words, I'm getting more copper solid. So the mass of the electrode has to do with how much of the solid I have. Name a suitable electrolyte for the above copper half cell. You could have said copper sulfate because it does work, but I would recommend that you said copper nitrate. But it does say name, so you have to use names, and therefore you would go copper, and because it's going from 2 plus to the neutral oxidation state, you're going to say copper 2 nitrate. Draw a neat label diagram of the above cell showing all the components necessary for operation. That was exactly what the previous page had on it. Indicate the flow of electrons. Okay, the flow of electrons is one extra thing. So if my zinc electrode was over here and my copper electrode was over here, the zinc is giving off electrons, the copper is accepting electrons, so the electrons flow from the zinc towards the copper. Which solution will eventually lose its color if the cell operates for long enough? Well, the copper solution would have been blue, because the Cu2 plus ion is blue, and by the time you finish this course, you expected to know that. You might not have known it now, but in teaching electrochemistry, I expect that you do eventually get to know that. And therefore, what you're doing is you are losing copper 2 plus, and it's becoming solid. So there will be less and less copper 2 plus, and therefore the copper solution, or the copper nitrate, or the copper sulfate solution will lose color. And then the salt solutions which could be used. So I am just going to go straight into the very simple. If it's a copper electrode, this is going to be copper 2 nitrate. Why? Aluminium's in group 3, so I don't need stock notation. Nitrate. and zinc are always potassium nitrate. Write down the half reaction occurring at the anode and at the cathode. So I need to identify who's higher and who's lower on the table. It turns out the aluminium is higher on the table. So it's going to go aluminium to aluminium 3 plus 3 electrons. That's written backwards. So that is my oxidation, which is also PS my anode. And then my cathode is when I write the copper, which is going to be copper 2 plus 2 electrons gives me copper metal. And that is happening at the cathode, and that would be my reduction. So half reaction occurring at the anode is the aluminium one. Half reaction occurring at the cathode is the copper one. What is the EMF of the cell under standard conditions? Show your calculations. We're going to need an information sheet for this. So, according to the Annabelle Roberts way of doing this, we're going to do aluminium. Aluminium I write backwards, so I change the sign to plus 1,66, and then I take the copper plus 0,34, and I add those together 0, 0, and 2 volts. Explain what is meant by the term redox reaction. It is an exchange of electrons, or electrons are transferred during the reaction. Use the redox potential chart and place the following in increasing order of their strengths as oxidizing agents. So these are all written as reductions. So a thing that will reduce easily would be an excellent oxidizing agent. So the substance that's most likely to be reduced, the ones at the top of the table are more likely to write backwards. So they're more likely to be oxidized. The ones lower down are more likely to be reduced. Increasing oxidizing ability. So they want to know this following in increasing order of their strength. So the worst one is the Zn2+, then increase it to that, then increase that, and then increase to the manganese, the permanganate ion. So that's your order that you would have to write it in. Consider the following half equations. Those two are given over there. Derive the ionic equation for the spontaneous reaction that occurs using these half reactions. I first need to decide which one's higher and which one's lower. So I've got the iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus. It's a little bit of a tricky one. Here we go. It's over there. And then I have got the permanganate down there. So if I want a spontaneous reaction, the iron will have to go backwards and the permanganate will have to go forwards. So I'm going to do exactly that. And I'm going to write Fe2 plus goes so I'm going to write the Fe2 plus goes to Fe3 plus an electron, and then so I've written that one backwards. And then I'm going to write the other one forwards, MnO4 minus, plus 8 hydrogens, plus 5 electrons, gives me, and notice I only write my arrow one direction once I've decided if it's oxidation or reduction. And then I need to multiply the top line by 5 all the way through in order to get a balanced equation of 5 Fe2 plus, plus whatever else is on the other side of this arrow. So it's MnO4 minus plus 8H plus gives me 5 Fe3 pluses plus Mn2 plus 4 H2O. Now it says I need to derive the balanced half equation from that. So what are we going to do? We're going to look at this 3 plus situation over here, which is going to be plus 0,77. I've just written that backwards. So it's going to be, just go, negative 0,77, and I wrote the permanganate one forward, so that's going to stay the same, plus 1,51, and I land up with a potential difference of, so that's 0,74 volts.